Is that my cue to start here?
It is. So why don't I kick it off? So just a reminder to everybody participating today that we are recording today's session. We are also hoping that if you have any questions that you will pop them in the chat. We will take questions at the end of today's presentation. We are scheduled for about an hour, but this probably will not go an hour. And as always, Jean Arnold Berry will be available for any one-on-one questions. You'll see her contact information at the end of the presentation. So why don't we just, I'll turn it over to you, Jean, if you want to take it away.
Sure. Thank you, everybody. Happy Friday, and thanks for joining us this afternoon. I'm Jean Arnold Berry. I am the program coordinator for the Skill Up for Manufacturing program. This is a training program offered by Workforce Alliance, and we're able to do that because of our partnerships with a number of different organizations, primarily the community colleges, Gateway Community College and Middlesex Community College. So we're going to talk about manufacturing in the state of Connecticut, as well as the Skill Up program and what participants can gain from working with us for a number of weeks in terms of a career in manufacturing. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of turn my camera off because I get self-conscious and I look at myself instead of my screen. So, but I'll pop back on after the slideshow is done. And of course, it's going to freeze up now. Okay. Let me restart my screen here. For some reason, it just did not want to cooperate. All right, here we go. Okay, manufacturing. Manufacturing is creating, making, building, fabricating, producing, construction. Look around your house, look around your office. You are surrounded by manufactured products, from cars, planes, ships, helicopters, submarines, to medical devices, computers, iPads, just about everything else. And manufacturing is very prolific in the state of Connecticut. We produce helicopters, we produce submarines, we produce jet engines. So manufacturing has a great presence in the state of Connecticut. Manufacturing is the process by which most goods and products are made, both the old way and the new way. The picture top left is probably over 100 years old, showing someone working in a factory. You know, manufacturing used to be dark, dingy, and dangerous. Notice that this gentleman is not wearing any protective gear. Looks like there's a lot of steam in the background, nor is he wearing any gloves. A lot of this dirty, dangerous work is going to be done by machines. So right now, manufacturing is much, much more technology driven, a much safer and cleaner work environment. Manufacturing in Connecticut, we have a large presence in aerospace and transportation. We have chemical manufacturers, electronics, machinery, food and beverage, plastics, metals and finishing, and sustainable energy. So there are a lot of subsets of manufacturing here in Connecticut. Some of the Connecticut employers are listed here: General Dynamics, ASML, PTA Plastics, and the list goes on and on. We'll go over some more specific numbers in a slide or two. So why would you consider a career in manufacturing, or why would your clients consider manufacturing? Well, there are a lot of job openings, primarily because there's over 4,000 manufacturing companies in the state of Connecticut. Manufacturing companies employ over 160,000 employees. A very high rate of pay, an average salary of almost $82,000 a year. Now, keep in mind, our students do very well in the job market, but we do not have people starting at $81,864 per year. The average salary, you're taking the junior person and averaging that in with the management within the company, and that's how they arrive at such a figure. However, as you work your way through the manufacturing companies, you will be getting pay increments, and you will be on your way towards that average in the 80,000 range. So there's high paying careers, and there are a lot of opportunities for advancement. There are 750 manufacturing job openings in the Bridgeport, New Haven area alone. Overall, nationally, there are 17 million manufacturing companies. Connecticut ranks number 2 in the nation for high-tech employment. In Connecticut, almost 5,000 manufacturers employ more than 165,000 workers and add more than 25 billion to the gross state product. Some of the careers people pursue in manufacturing and operations, we have machine operators, CNC programmers, metal fabricators, welders, technical support, engineers, programmers, lab technicians, facilities maintenance, and then in the quality area, quality engineers and inspectors. So where does Skill Up come in? Skill Up aims to give students a foundation to get them ready to fill the open manufacturing jobs in this area. We basically give you the foundation, the starting point. The rest of your real skills are going to be taught and learned on the job. Now, employers are ready to invest in their team and into new workers. Keep in mind, they are looking for job candidates that are reliable and dependable, people that are good team members, that have good communication skills, attention to detail, creativity, and problem solving, and most importantly, a desire to learn. This is going to be a lifelong learning journey for you in manufacturing. The manufacturing population is dwindling because we have a lot of senior people that are starting to retire. These employers are looking to groom the next generation of workers in their plants. Manufacturing today is technology driven. It utilizes robotics, virtual reality, that typo I keep meaning to fix, augmented reality, 3D printing. So you're going to get to work with a lot of cool machinery. All right, so if Skill Up seems like a program that you would be interested in joining, let me go over the enrollment process. We have a couple of steps. It's very important that our applicants are cognizant of the steps required to get into the program. Step number 1 is easy enough. You have to fill out an application. We have an online application on the Workforce Alliance portal and also available on the Gateway and Middlesex Community College website. The application is short. It's probably about a dozen questions. It should not take more than 10 minutes to complete. Once we have your application, you will get notified that you need to schedule an assessment. Many of the assessments are completed from home. Since COVID-19, we have been allowing our applicants to take the assessment from home. We are also available at the job center if you need to come in and use one of our computers. So we schedule you for an assessment. It's not quite 3 hours. Most people are able to do it within the 2-hour time frame. And the assessment product that we used is called AMCAP. We are using it because it was vetted by local industry as an applicable tool for entry-level manufacturing positions. Now, our third step, based on your score, if you receive a passing score, and we'll talk about that a little bit more in a second, if you receive a passing score, we will schedule you for an interview and an intake appointment. Depending on the timing, these can happen in one visit, or they could be 2 separate engagements. So we do interview our candidates to determine their fit for the program, as well as their motivation for taking this training. The intake part of the process involves you filling out our program paperwork and us taking copies of your identifying documents like your picture ID, Social Security, and birth certificate. All right, so all of the applicants that receive a passing score on the assessment would be having additional appointments to get ready for the class. Now, if you do not receive a successful score, then we can point you in the direction of some remedial classes, or if you feel like you need a little more extra time to brush up on your math and your spatial reasoning and so on, then you can also do some self-study and we will let you retest. There's no limit to the number of times that you could take the assessment. So we're pretty flexible with that. We want to give everybody an opportunity to join us. All right. You might ask, what is on this assessment? We test in 3 different subject areas. We have a section on basic ruler reading, and that is exactly the way it sounds. There's pictures of rulers with an arrow pointing to a measurement. You have to identify that measurement. We test you on shop math. Shop math involves percentages and decimals, how to calculate the square area of objects, also some basic math. Spatial reasoning, this is your ability to manipulate objects in your mind. So you're able to determine, if you're shown a front of a diagram, what the side or the back of that diagram would look like. Speaking of the assessment, you would be required to have an average score of 70 or above to move into the additional steps towards enrollment. And this is an overall average. So technically, you could do really bad in one section and do really well in the other 2 parts, and then you would most likely have a passing score. We do not weight any part of the test. If you score between a 40 and a 69, you can sign up from one of our refresher training classes, or you could do your own refreshing and retake the test. If you happen to score below 40, that sort of indicates that this line of work and this type of training would not be a successful experience. And we can refer you to other American Job Center services and employment options. Our training is held at Gateway Community College in New Haven with lab time at Eli Whitney. And then in Middletown, we are 100% at Vinyl Technical High School in Middletown. And we are using Middlesex Community College instructors. The length of the training is 5 to 7 weeks. We run our classes Monday through Friday. The class times vary, and we follow very strict attendance rules. We expect all of our students to have perfect or very close to perfect attendance. In addition, our students are trained on resume writing and we will help you create a customized resume for the manufacturing field. We also coach our students on how to successfully interview for jobs. Students have the opportunity to meet employers with job openings virtually and in person while the class is going on. And many of our students have received job offers. Some of them have received multiple job offers. Our upcoming schedule is on this slide. The next class, which is going to start very early in the new year, January 3rd through February 18th, will be at Vinyl Technical High School in Middletown, Connecticut. The class will be running Monday through Friday from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. And we will be doing 2 weeks of plastics training in the new space that was dedicated to Skill Up for this class. So you'll be working in a new renovated lab with plastics machinery. That's our next class. The following week, we'll be starting up a 5-week version of the class. This does not include the plastics. It will run from January 10th to February 14th. This will be at Gateway Community College and Eli Whitney Technical High School, Monday through Friday, and the class times are also 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. And we will be adding classes to the schedule. There will be classes scheduled in the spring and summer of the new year. Okay, speaking about our students, we have some success stories. One of our recent graduates, Amin Jones, he had a lot of barriers before coming to the Skill Up, or even as he applied for Skill Up. In fact, Amin did not pass the skill assessment the first time around. He also had a conviction on his record. Before the class started, he came down with COVID-19 and was in quarantine, and he could not return to his current job. We worked with Amin. He attended a refresher course and retested and passed the assessment the second time he took the test. During his training, he earned an OSHA 10 card, a yellow belt in Lean Six Sigma, and he worked with us to secure interviews with hiring managers, and he persevered. He landed a job at Medtronics, and he is working as a quality inspector, and he has been there for about 5 months now, and the last I heard, he's doing really, really well. Some of our companies that we work with that have been hiring our graduates, this is a partial list, but people have been hired in positions like quality assurance, machine operator, material handler, clean room tech, receiving inspector, technician, production assistant, plant manager, and assembler inspector. Here's pictures of our students in action. These are some of the talents or skills that they learn in the class: face turn, center drill, et cetera, et cetera. Some of these things are foreign to me, but not to our instructors and our students. More of our students working on a variety of different machines. We have successfully graduated a number of female students. We are still, the males outnumber the females probably 3 to 1. So we are always looking to enroll more women in our classes to kind of balance everything out. And in terms of on the job, our female graduates are very, very successful. More work on the machines. Here's some of our recent graduations. Look how happy all the students look. So this has been an overview of Skill Up. Let me kind of review some of the benefits here. It's a combination of classroom and hands-on training. We do offer a cash stipend during the training. The stipend is $500. We usually pay it out in 2 installments, one at the midpoint of the class and one after graduation. You will earn a minimum of 175 pre-apprenticeship hours. We do review job development skills. You will get a Six Sigma certification as well as an OSHA 10 safety card. So if you are interested in attending the class, I would put in the application. The link is below. It is also found on our website. If you have any interested clients, please pass this information along. We're getting pretty close to the start of our January 3rd class, so I would really like to see some applications come in this weekend or early next week so that we could start getting people through the steps to get enrolled in the training. And that's pretty much it for me.
Great. Thank you, Jean. So we are getting some questions, or we had some questions submitted before today's webinar. And one of the questions is specifically about the plastics class at Middlesex Community College. And I know that we have Paul on the line, so we're going to ask you to unmute yourself. Paul, can you give a little background about the plastics class and what a typical day is like in the plastics lab?
Yes, thank you. So I'm glad that the question is being asked, and before I even respond, let me just say thank you to everyone who's attending today. It shows initiative and interest, and the employers that are out there, that means something to them. So just the fact that you're even dialing in, watching this is going to go a long way. And I can say that because I am an instructor at Middlesex Community College, but that's kind of a new job for me. I've only been doing that about 2 years. Prior to that, I've been working in industry, including a lot of plant management. So I know the people that are interested in hiring you once you get this training about plastics under your belt. And I can tell you, I'm very excited about the program. We're going to have 2 injection molding machines delivered next month to help augment this program. You'll be learning both some theory and some hands-on practice and how to fire the machines up, how they operate. You're going to learn with people who have hands-on experience in doing this, people I've worked with myself in industry. And think about some of the people who come and teach. Their employers want them to be training you so that they in turn can have an opportunity to kind of select some of the best students in the class to come back and work with them. So that's a quick overview. Is there anything else I might be able to add to that?
Yes, absolutely, Paul. So one of the other questions is, can you give an overview of the typical day? The session is from 3 to 9 p.m. So what part of that is in the lab and what part of that is in the classroom?
Super, thank you for asking. So this plastics addendum, if you will be a 3-week add-on to our normal Skill Up programming. And that programming teaches the basics of machining, while the plastics will have a focus specifically on polymers. And the program will run something along the lines of 3 to 6 will be a theory session taught by an owner-operator of a plastics company in the area. So this is a person who understands the business, and he's going to spend the first 3 hours every day with us in class going over the theory behind what we'll go and experience on the shop floor. And that's how the last 3 hours of the day will be spent. Out on the shop floor in the lab, running plastic injection molding machines and the other peripheral equipment that's associated with it, so that we have a good, solid understanding and comfort level when we graduate.
Great. And a follow-up question is, do I need special equipment to attend this class?
No, just great questions like that. I'm telling you that we will teach, so everyone is well equipped. You're smart enough. You can do this. I want you to believe that you can, because I'm telling you, you can. All the people who work in this industry started off just like you, without knowing anything about it one day. And then the next day they started to learn. And we can teach you. We'll teach you everything you need to know, and we'll provide you with all the equipment that you need.
Excellent, Paul. Thank you. I think the next question is for Jean. The question is, who is hiring in the plastics industry in Connecticut? And what's the average placement rate for participants in the Skill Up program?
Okay, great questions. There are a lot of plastics manufacturers in our general service area. A few in the area. We have C. Cowles and Company in North Haven, Aero Manufacturing in Bristol, Connecticut Plastics in Wallingford, two large plastics manufacturing companies in Shelton, Modern Plastics and Inline Plastics, and they're both growing. Specialty Product in North Haven, Aeromed Molding Technology in Ansonia, and Webco Plastics in Middlefield. And this is just a short list of these manufacturers. Now, regarding placement rates, for right now, in our most recent, I'd say all the classes that we had since late spring, every student that had successfully completed the program has gotten at least one job offer. Generally speaking, since we started this program in early 2019, I would say our placement rate is probably 65 to 70%. We do have some students that just can't finish the training for whatever reason. You know, not everybody that starts the class graduates, but we do have probably a 90% graduation rate if we looked at all of our classes and the attendance. So our employers are coming to us with job openings. Workforce Alliance has a business services group which works with area employers, and they are getting job orders on a regular basis from the manufacturing community. So all of our students in our new classes, they will have the opportunity to meet employers, and they will have the opportunity to interview with a number of different employers.
Okay, great, Jean. So we have another question in the chat asking, you know, can an individual not in the program observe class before entering to see what it includes?
I mean, we have had guests in the class in terms of employers. You know, we're talking about a 5-week or 7-week class. How would someone be able to figure out what day to come in to observe, you know, to get the full picture of the class? I mean, if someone wanted to visit the class or see people working on machines, I think that could be arranged. Paul, would that be okay with you?
If someone wanted to see the lab setting, I can only speak for the setting in Middletown, but if someone wanted to see the setting in Middletown, we could arrange a visit because the lab is attached to, but now outside of the normal school programming. Could at least have a look around.
Wonderful. Yeah, that's a great answer. And also too, right, Jean, you do have some people who have graduated from the program that could serve as references that you could hopefully share with somebody who has some specific questions.
Yes, we do. And we have almost 200 people that have completed this training.
Great. So if there are no other questions in the chat, I'm just looking. I think I have one final. Great, so I don't see any. So just as a reminder, so everybody that's on today, we will follow up with an email. But if anyone is interested in registering for the class or applying for the class, Jean, what is the best next step?
The best next step would be to get the online application complete. There's no cost, there's no obligation. If you go to workforcealliance.biz/skill up, it'll take you to the skill up page, and right in the middle should be a button that says apply now. Invest the 5-6 minutes to complete the application, and we will take you through the process to get you enrolled. We keep our applications forever. I've had people that applied in 2020 that are now interested in joining us in 2022. So, you know, if you have any interest at all, I would say get your application in, take the assessment, and if January is a good time for you to start training, then we'll keep you on the list for the classes in the spring or the summer.
People are hiring.
That's right. This is, you know, when we started off in 2019, we did get people placed. It was a little more of a challenge. Then 2020 came along and everybody shut down for 6 months. That was nearly impossible to get people hired. And when we got to the summer and fall of 2021, the employers realized they didn't hire enough people. And now they're playing catch up. So the timing is perfect to land in the manufacturing, you know, industry.
Terrific. So I think that brings us to the end. Any final thoughts, Jean or Paul?
It's a great program. It's a great time to be able to land a job and a career. Our employers are looking to invest in their employees. They will reimburse for college tuition. Many of them have a great benefits package. Many of them have flexible work hours, you know, 12-hour shift, 4-day work weeks. So in fact, I heard of a student being offered a sign-on bonus from one of our latest classes. So, you know, I think this is probably the most opportune time to look at manufacturing as a career path.
Hey, I would just add to that if I could. You know, this is not for everyone, but it might be for you. And if it is, I've been doing this for a long, long time. My whole career has been spent in manufacturing. The skill sets that you will learn in the Skill Up program are the very skill sets that the employers are looking for. Those are the skills that they want people to have. So they're anxious to hire people out of these programs. I promise you that you'll get a good launch if you try this. So thank you for coming today.
Great. So I'm just putting the website workforcealliance.biz/skill-up in the chat. I think that's the end of our webinar for today, but just the parting thoughts clearly summarize that, this is a career with a strong future in Connecticut, and a training program that is rapid and will help you get a career that you want. So thank you to everybody for joining us. We're going to end the recording, but certainly look forward to hearing from everybody who's joined us today.
Thank you.